Hi, I'm Ed Pierce from SpaceCoastDaily.com. I'm here with Coach Jamie Howell of the BCC Golf Titans. Coach, you kind of had, last year was a great year for your program. This year things are a little different because you've got a number of freshmen. Is it 8 freshmen?
8 freshmen.
8 freshmen. And how many sophomores?
3 sophomores.
3 sophomores. So the team is kind of not as experienced as what you've had in the past. But can you tell me a little bit about the talent level of some of the players that you got this year?
Talent level, we're going to be very good. Traditionally in golf, when you are overloaded with freshmen, you're overloaded with a lot of inexperience. And the good news for us is competitively, my 8 freshmen have a fair amount of competitive experience behind them. Talent-wise, we'll be just fine, but now what we're looking to do is get them college experience. We hit the ground running here in about 3 weeks, and the more college tournaments they play this fall, the better prepared we'll be when we get to the spring.
Now, how many local players did you recruit this year? Don't you have Nelson Apsey?
I've got Nelson Apsey from Melbourne. I have Max Manx from Vieira High School, and returning to us from Vieira is Anthony Skirk.
So you've got the groundwork is there. Where do you realistically expect the team to pull together to be in? It seems like every year you're in contention for a national championship.
Well, the plan is we show up to compete every single year. It's not a club team, it's not a high school team. I take it very serious what it is I do. And if you're showing up and you're competing, all you're doing is elevating the competitive level of everybody around you. Expectations, it's a little early for that. If you come back to me in January and I can see what we did in the fall and I know where we did well and what we need to improve upon, I could probably give you a better answer. I expect we're a top 10 team going into the season, and as we play more and more, I'd like to say to you, in a couple months' time, I think we could be a top 5 team. From there, some of it's dependent on the other programs because we can only take care of our business. Some of the big programs out west, the Midland Junior College, Odessa Junior College, and Indian Hills, defending national champions. No matter what it is we do, if they take care of their business, it gets competitive at the end of the day. So if we're in the running with those schools, we're in the right place.
So most high school coaches consider themselves to be basically a teacher in developing, and they may get 1 or 2 good kids in their program. But at your level of coaching, everybody is practically a star of their high school team coming in that. So how do you meld all that to as a team going forward and be a perennial contender?
When you do your recruiting, that's a huge aspect of the recruiting because you're not just recruiting talent, you're recruiting chemistry. You could have, I could have 5 of the best players on the planet. If they don't get along, we're not going to meld as a team. You have to have talent. You're not going to beat people if you don't have some talent, but you have to have a chemistry where the players respect one another, they buy into your program and what it is you're after, and then you have a plan. And as you implement your plan, you have to be sharp enough to recognize what's working, and when something doesn't work, you have to be willing to make a little adjustment.
What would you say is the real cornerstone to your team this year?
The cornerstone to our team is we lean on our history. Whenever the guys get questioning what it is they're doing, maybe they question their confidence, maybe they question did they make the right decision. My constant reminder to them is if you are sitting in front of me today, you've been recruited to come here for a reason. And you get to sit here today in place of however many recruits that didn't make the grade for us. And for me, my message to them is you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Probably one of the things I'll tell a lot of my guys, I recognize I'm not the best coach for everybody. And I know every player out there isn't going to benefit from just me, but I honestly believe that when I finish my recruiting process, I have the group in front of me that I can share the most information with and they have the best opportunity to grow because 2 years from the time they walk into school today, our goal is, they've already signed on with another program and they represent BCC at a much higher level.
And then, one last thing, Coach. Can you talk a little bit about building character in these young people?
It's the actions. Yeah, we can talk about it, but it'd be more along the lines of watch them. Watch how they conduct themselves in the room with their fellow athletes in school here. Watch how they conduct themselves out in the hallways of the school. Watch them when we're out there practicing and competing, because all you have to do is look around and you can find character and you can find a lack of it wherever we go. And probably the best thing we can do is when you see somebody who exemplifies character, you point it out to them and say, that's what respect and integrity are all about right there. And then when you see somebody maybe not quite as aware of their actions, you point that out right away and say, okay, who is it that you'd like to look like? So
realistically, Coach, then, looking ahead towards towards that, when the season is all said and done, where do you expect this team to be?
I expect when we're in Lubbock, Texas next May, that we will be one of the teams to contend with. I would love to believe when we get to that national championship tournament that we will be reckoned with.
Thank you very much.